of the accused.
Oh God, Bartley.
Anyone that is accused or suspected of doing a crime must be innocent until proven guilty by fair and lawful means. American legal system is based on this statement. It is better that 10 guilty persons go free than that one innocent person be punished.
Wait, go back. You can't leave that quote without.
I know, man. Who said the quote?
I have so many questions.
Me too.
Discuss that. I mean, have some discussion. This is a great opportunity to elevate the level of critical thinking here.
I lost every money.
Oh, because they're all innocent until proven guilty. So saying like 10 guilty persons go free, well, they were actually like not guilty because when they go, they're taken in, they're innocent until proven guilty.
This is due to the Fifth Amendment.
I don't know.
I think it's basically saying like, well, those 10 people are guilty, and then there's one person that's innocent. But what if all of those people were innocent and supposedly they were proven guilty? And that's like basically what they're trying to protect is the habeas corpus. Did you guys read that part?
No.
Where like you have to be in front of a judge, in front of a court to say that you are like guilty, and it's also trying to protect like you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
I think that the point here is, and I'm going to throw this out to you guys, is it better to err on the side of caution? Is it better to say that, okay, the police raided a factory where they were producing drugs that had been killing people. And they bring these 10 people up on charges. One of them is innocent. Is it better that you release all these people because you may not be 100% sure? Or is it better to lock up all 10 of them even though one of them might have been innocent? Where do you draw that line?
Lock up all of them.
For what?
Now let's change the crime.
He may have been innocent, but...
What if they were rapists?
Yeah.
What if they were murderers? What if they were terrorists?
Could it be based on what the crime is? Just like what you do? Like if you keep them all in jail or like still like just question them and keep them like out? Would it like just depend on what they did?
I mean, I'd like to...
We should just send him to Guantanamo Bay.
I think this society wouldn't ever let a suspected terrorist go free. Like if it was 10 terrorists and one of them wasn't an actual terrorist,
I'm pretty sure they would have still kept them.
They would have still kept them.
Well, then I have to bring this up. I'm going to rip it from the headlines. We've just released, I believe, 8 terrorists from Guantanamo Bay, and 5 of them, we were told that none of them would ever be found on the battlefield again. We just found out that 5 of those guys have been back on the battlefield and have taken part in the execution of others on the terrorist battlefield.
Woo! You don't let them go.
That's how dumb we are.
America.
It's America.
I don't think. I think they should.
September 11th right there. Sure.
But then again, what if
Inside job.
Inside job.
Again, it's not like we've always kept true to our word as well, you know. So we've done a lot of dumb things.
F Bush.
Like lean on
It's
our...
not like...
That was funny, dude. Vete a la merda.
Stupid. Anyways,
so habeas corpus, that's what Daniela was talking about. So right of habeas corpus, also called writ of liberty, is intended to prevent unjust arrests and imprisonments. The right to writ is protected by the Constitution unless when in cases of rebellion or invasion, the public safety may require it. The bill's Bills of Attainder. Bill of Attainder is a legislative act that inflicts punishment without a court trial. The Bill of Attainder has been banned. This would then protect individual freedom and part of the system of separation of powers. The legislative body cannot pass a law providing that a person is guilty and punishing them without court orders.
The ex post facto laws. The ex post facto laws is a law applied to an act committed before its passage. An example would be if it was a crime to sell ice cream on the street, if a person was accused of selling ice cream but had sold it before the law was passed, then the person is innocent.
Yeah.
Grand jury. Grand jury is the formal device by which a person can be accused of a serious crime. 16 to 23 people are picked to serve in the court. At least 12 votes should be done so the jury can return a indictment or presentment to the court about the case. Indictment is a form.
Indictment.
Indictment is a formal
Complaint.
before a grand jury which charges the accused with one or more crimes. If the grand jury has evidence for a trial, then it returns a true bill of indictment. Presentment is a formal accusation brought by the grand jury, not by the prosecutor. Grand jury's proceedings are done secretly, most saying that it's time-consuming, too expensive, and rarely goes along with the prosecutor. In most cases, charges are done by the prosecutor and not by the grand jury.
So I know probably the only way that we're familiar with the grand jury is because of the TV show Law and Order or CSI New York, because really the only place that the grand jury takes place is either on the federal level, the feds use the grand jury, or the state of New York uses a grand jury. And basically all they do is decide, the district attorney presents what he or she has as evidence, and the grand jury decides whether there's enough evidence to actually move to a trial. In all the other states, we just simply say, we show the evidence to the judge decides whether there's enough evidence to go to trial, and largely it's because the cost, that's just another step with more people, it's very expensive.
And those people would have to take a day off of work. And then all that money that could have been
You're thinking as an economist. Way to go.
Checha cares about the money, bro.
Double jeopardy. Double jeopardy is part of the Fifth Amendment, which says that no person can be put in jeopardy of life or limb twice. Once a person has been tried for a crime, he or she cannot be tried again for the same crime.
Speedy and public trial. The speedy trial is when a trial is done in a reasonable time and is not delayed. In the Speedy Trial Act of 1974, it states that between the arrest and the trial should be no more than 100 days, unless the accused has an illness or has to take mandatory services like mental tests. Public trial is a trial that is done publicly under the Sixth Amendment as well as a part of the 14th Amendment. A trial cannot be too speedy or too public. The judge can determine how many and who can watch the trial.
Trial by jury. Through the 14th Amendment's Due Process Clause and the 6th Amendment, an accused must be tried by an impartial jury if it's a federal crime. The trial jury is also called the petite jury. The jury must be from the state and district where the crime was done to benefit the defendant. The defendant can also change venue if the judge justifies. The defendant can also waive the right to a jury trial, then a bench trial is held. Bench trial is a trial in which the judge alone hears the case. Federal court, the jury can convict a criminal by unanimous votes. In criminal cases, the jury must contain 12 members, but in civil cases there must
there are 6 members, but now in several criminal and civil cases often have 6 members in the jury.
Oh boy.
How many more slides you